Welcome to this brief introduction to traceability management between Cameo Systems Modeler and Codebeamer. So here I am in Cameo. I've loaded a SysML model and I've also loaded our SmartFacts plugin right into Cameo. And we have decided to go ahead without global config management, so I can simply select a reference into a Codebeamer tracker here from my project tree, and I will load the requirements into our requirements grid here in the plugin. I have to emphasize that we're not synchronizing any information. We're not copying anything into the SysML model. We are just loading it live from the Codebeamer server, and I can drill into the requirements and get all the details here. Okay, so let's go ahead and add some links. So I select an element in Cameo and I select a textual requirement here. We have to select the link type. These link types can be defined on the SmartFacts platform, and I check the details in a little preview and add the link. Having done that, we get a vertical blue bar that tells us this element has a link, and when I hover on it, I can see the details, what has been linked here. And now I'm going to add another link from the whole diagram to the same text. So we have added two links now, and one from an element and one from the whole diagram. There's various variants how you can add links. You can also add multiple links from the same Cameo element and say add multiple links, select the link type, check the details, and here are the links. So this view is really interesting. It shows the whole hierarchy of requirements. These can be thousands of requirements, of course, but when you open the diagram, you want to see a context view. You want to see all the requirements that are relevant for this diagram. And so this is not ideal for that task, and therefore I switch into the context view. And this view shows me all the links that are relevant to this diagram. And these are the 5 links we have just established. Number 1, number 2, 3, 4, and 5. And each one of them links to a textual requirement. And I can go in here and say, I want to see the delegated UI of that Codebeamer requirement right here in Cameo. And I open the delegated UI, and here you see all the attributes, and here a rich description with some icons and with rich text and there may be many more requirements, attributes. Usually customers have 100+ attributes here. So yeah, whatever you have, you will see it in the delegated UI, and when it is fetched live, so in the very moment somebody changes the summary, you will see the changed summary right here in Magic Draw without any synchronization. Yeah, there is also a graph we can show. So show this graph, and sometimes you have really complex diagrams and many textual requirements added to those. So you can define this graph, zoom in and out, and get all the details. Another interesting thing is augmentation. So when I switch over to this diagram, I can open this diagram in a separate pane, and I can say I want to augment the diagram with a text. So augment, this is still an experimental feature, so you can copy basically all the information into the diagram. It is not copied into the model. This is just a representation of the real diagram, and I can see the details here. I will also be able to move these around and get the delegated UI of each one of them. So yeah, it is very convenient to have everything side by side. So let's go back now to our first diagram. We get the links again, and let's navigate to the other side from here. We have our 5 links, and 2 of them are going to the same requirement, to 25075, and we say we want to open this in the original tool. So we navigate over to Codebeamer, and here we are in Codebeamer, and we see the 2 links we have established to this requirement down here. And yeah, now let's do the opposite. Let's open the delegated UI from Codebeamer, and so we say we want to open in a local viewer, and here we are. We had linked this requirement to a diagram, and this is what you get right inside Codebeamer. Also with no synchronization, so we have not synchronized this diagram into Codebeamer. We get it live from SmartFacts in the very moment we use it. This is a very rich dialog. You can also navigate into this diagram, select an element, see all the properties of this element, say, okay, I see this is used in diagram B3, but also in diagram B11. So we navigate into B11 now, and we see here is also HSUV specification. It's the same element used in a different diagram, so we can also navigate into that diagram. Basically, you have the whole model at your fingertips right inside Codebeamer. Okay, so this is already half the story I wanted to tell. Let's see if this also works the other way around. And by the way, of course, when I say open in local viewer, also in Codebeamer, I can do the augmentation thing. And now, of course, this is a different diagram than before, so we have a lot less requirements associated with this element, but you can of course use this feature on any side. Okay, so let's add a link from the Codebeamer side. We take a different link type, refined by. We get a very rich picker. We have our favorites here. There are some magic draw diagrams we have here. This is B3 actually. We can also say down here I have a breadcrumb of this diagram, so I can say take me into the tree, into the model tree, and I can examine other diagrams that are near B3, and this is all from within Codebeamer. I can search. I can say, well, diagram B16 was interesting the last time. Let's have a look. Maybe this one is interesting. And again, I can navigate into the tree and check the details all from within Codebeamer. Okay, let's go back to our diagram B3 and add one more link. So this would be the 6th link. We let's say we link to HSUV interfaces and we add a link. Okay, and here it is. Refined by is now the link type. Here is the link, and now when we check on the other side, we refresh our list of links. Here is, now it's not on the other side, the link is also has a different name. It's called refines, not refined by, and here is the link we have just established. That is the validity status. So this link is has the status valid. When I go back to Codebeamer, and let's say I go in here and change the description. I just add a text here and I save it. So then when we refresh, we see that this element here now has gotten a different icon. It is suspect. We don't really know if this is still a valid link, because the requirement has changed. And when we check on the other side and refresh, then also all links going to that requirement have the suspect icon. So you've seen using this OSLC based solution is really easy. Adding links, removing links, navigating them and consuming them via a delegated UI is possible from both sides. And we put a lot of emphasis on being able to do everything from with your work environment of choice. So when you work in Cameo, then you should have the requirements at your fingertips. And when you work in Codebeamer, then you should have the SysML model at your fingertips. And that's what we accomplished with all those plugins we built into the tools. But SmartFacts does have its own user interface. So if you don't want to use neither of them, then that is also possible. So here I am in the SmartFacts user interface. I can go into the project tree. I simply drag and drop the Codebeamer project into one side of our compartments, and I can see the same information just as we've seen in Cameo, and I open up the diagram, and here we are, and have a very nice view side by side. And it's very simple to select something on the left, select something on the right, add a link, check the details, and generate the link. So yeah, this is also possible in SmartFacts, and of course SmartFacts provides a way to generate reports. So I can set up a report here, select an analysis, select a context. In this case, I would select the Cameo model, and select the link types I want to report on, and then generate the report. I can also see that in an Excel-like way, and archive it or export it. And of course, using this report is also possible from within Cameo or from within Codebeamer. Okay, so this was an example, Cameo to Codebeamer. We do support many other integrations exactly the same way. So you always have a grid. You can also load Jira information into this grid, or Jama Connect, or Doors Classic, or Doors Next, or whatever you have, Octane. And you also have a context view that shows you the list of links in context of this diagram. So thank you very much for watching this, and if there are any questions, then just get back to me and I'll be happy to answer them. Thanks.